No, boy, it is Joinen. And my dad loves anime more than me. I couldn't go past this one. It sounds hilarious. It's my animated story, obviously. Look at it. She's distraught. I knew when I saw this one that we had to react to this one. It just sounds so funny. Oh yeah, straight at the bat, we got Pikachu and Jotaro.
Hi, my name is Rose, and this is the story of how my uber young dad started telling everyone I was his sister. You see, he could get away with it because he was only 17 when my mom had me and left me at his doorstep. One fine day, when my grandma opened the door, she found me sleeping peacefully in a crib.
Ah, there's a baby at the door. What are you going on about? Good God, there's a...
Okay. My animated story. Look, I'm slowly getting used to how quickly they throw you into these stories. I mean, we've been doing this for a long time, and I'm still just slowly getting used to it. But this...
There's a baby at the door. What are you going on about? Good God, there's a baby at the door.
Voice acting dad. That was, yeah, pure, mwah, mwah. Chef's kiss. Ah, there's a baby at the door. What are you talking about? Good God, there's a baby at the door. Good God.
They found a note on me that read, I'm going to college. Take your baby, you moron. P.S. It's called Rose.
It's called Rose. P.S. Oh my gosh. I'm going to college. Take your baby, you moron. P.S. It's called Rose. This thing. The thing that I left on your porch there, it's called Rose. Now, I'm leaving this here on your porch, you moron. But, still, I want you to know it's called Rose. You have to call it that. I'm not gonna be around, all right? The baby's also too young to know what its name is. You could really name it anything. But it's called Rose. Pronouns? Never heard of her. Pronouns? Never heard of it.
Immediately, Grandma started yelling at Grandpa.
You cheater. I loved you, and you cheated on me with a college girl. What? No, it's not mine. Look, there's a picture here. It's Jason's.
Well, long story short, as soon as Dad saw me, he hid under his bed and started to cry.
You? Wait, that's your voice? That's you? Naruto? We ditched Jotaro. Now we've gone for Naruto.
I'm too young. I'm just 17. What about my college?
But my grandpa wasn't having it.
If you're old enough to have kids, you're old enough to raise them. I'm not feeding another mouth.
Then he kicked Dad and me.
If you're old enough to have kids, you're old enough to raise them. I don't know if that checks out. I don't know if that should really be the bar.
Me out. Dad decided to keep me, but he mostly seemed to find me annoying. Growing up, I was always nervous around him, so much so that I started to stutter whenever he was around. But then Dad found out that there was one major benefit of keeping me around. Once when I was 4, Dad threw a party and invited all his friends. When he told me to go to bed, I said, "If you let me stay up, I'll give chips to everyone. I'll even to throw things in the wash. I promise, Daddy."
Fine.
Wow. Whoa, the commitment to the role. Dang. Promise, Daddy.
Someone wrote this script.
It's not just that. Someone read it out. Just like that. Not even thinking about the story here. Dad's like, having a kid sucks. And then I realized I can get my 4-year-old to just hand out chips to people. Daddy, you baka.
Fine, just stay out of my face.
But just then, a group of girls saw me and crowded around my dad. Oh my God, she's so adorable. Is she your sister? That's when Dad realized I was what they call a babe magnet. All these girls were paying attention to him because of me.
That's when Dad realized I was what they call a babe magnet. Aooga! Yeah, me. That's me, the babe magnet. We've got a good father figure here.
Of course not. But Dad picked me up and pinched my cheeks.
Keep your mouth shut and you'll get a whole tub of ice cream for dinner.
Sold. After that, I followed him around the whole evening, telling every girl I saw I'm his sister. I'm his sister. I was such a success. Dad said I could have ice cream the whole week. From then on,
Oh, gosh, Dad. No, okay, look, setting aside the moral issues, that is not healthy.
spent the whole day playing with Mila, my neighbor, and in the evenings, I was at Dad's game night or movie night. A few months later, Mila told me she was starting school. I told Dad I wanted to go too.
Why do you want to go to school?
Why do you want to go to school? What are these kids wanting to go to school? How old are you?
I'm 4, Daddy.
Ah, right. I guess I legally have to send you to school then.
By the time you finish, the only thing you'll have is a baby, and we don't need any more of those.
No, Daddy, I'll study.
Don't be a smarty pants. I need you to come to the park with me today. I want a girlfriend.
No.
Listen, Mila, you should help your dad. I'm telling you this, and don't forget it. If you're not on my side, then you're the enemy. Nothing in between.
But I want to go to
You're the enemy. If you're... Listen, 4-year-old child, my child, if you're not on my side, you are the enemy. And not being on my side means you going to school, okay? If you want to go to school, we're done. We're done. I need you to come to the park with me right now. Let's get me a girlfriend.
school.
I said forget it.
The next morning, I secretly tagged along with Mila to her school. As soon as we entered the class, the prettiest woman came to me and said, "Hello there, sweetie. Are you new?"
Are you the one with the hot older brother? Are you new? Yes, my dad didn't actually send me to school. I'm just here.
Yes, I'm Rose. She looked confused and said my name wasn't in her register.
Where's your mom? I can't let you just sit in class like that.
I don't have a mommy. I'm scared.
Oh, you poor thing. Where do you live?
I took her home, and when Dad saw Miss Maud, his jaw dropped.
Okay. It's like, all right. Okay. Well, gosh. Thanks, 4-year-old. Looks like you did listen to me. Looks like you are on my side. You went out and found me a girlfriend. This is gonna go swimmingly. We'll send you to school.
Invited her inside and was drooling so bad over her, he agreed to enroll me in school immediately. I was really happy at school, till one day in 6th grade, Mila came over carrying a huge pile of stuff I'd given her over the years, and she looked furious. "I'm here to tell you that our friendship is over." "What? Why?" "Because your dad is a creep. My mom told me he tried to flirt with her, also with my sister, and also with our babysitter, and also Mom's boss when she was over for dinner."
Oh, jeez. Oh, my goodness. Dad, chill out a little. Chill out. He's so down bad. He's down the baddest. He's downest bad.
Come on now. Don't go. Why? Because I love you. Don't love me then. With that, she dumped everything on
Simple. Easy.
me and left. After that, she simply wouldn't talk to me and told everyone in school that my dad was a weirdo, and so was I.
I was about to say, I mean, fair enough. He really is. But that is unfair. You are a child of unfortunate circumstances. You got a terrible dad.
I was so distressed, my stutter actually got worse. The only good thing in my life was that Miss Maud and the other teachers thought that I was really smart. One day, my teacher asked me what I thought about the poem we were reading. "It's okay, but I prefer Shakespeare."
What would you know about actual Shakespeare?
What would you know about him? You dumb. Shakespeare? What do you know about Shakespeare? You're a child. Shakespeare.
She's a really big show-off. Always has been.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. My teacher gaped at me in shock and took me to Miss Maud's office, who was now the vice principal. She was delighted to hear my recital, and then she called up my dad to praise me.
Wait, I can't hear a word. I'll come to the school.
Sorry, this isn't working. I'm just gonna, you know what? I'll come to you.
The excuse to see Miss Maud.
I knew she was a genius, just like her dad. I always encourage reading in our home because, like Shakespeare said, the more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go.
I burst into giggles. Don't...
Dad, Shakespeare didn't say that. I've read Everything he said. I know it all. And he did not say that one.
He's silly, Dad. Dr. Seuss said that. Dad turned
Yeah, but it doesn't mean Shakespeare didn't. Those things aren't mutually exclusive.
red as Miss Maud held back a laugh. Yes, she is.
Shakespeare number 2. Exactly. And don't we know Dr. Zeus as the second incarnation of Will Shakespeare? Willie Shakes? Is Shakespeare's second coming?
Dad was fuming all the way in the car. The minute we got home, he snatched the book from me and started yelling.
I don't see why you have to act so freaking smart, stupid. No one likes smart girls, especially when they're ugly like you. I don't know why my daughter couldn't be sweet and pretty, like Hinata Hyuga.
Why can't you be more like Hinata Hyuga? Huh? Why do you have to be born with a basic child who know things like William Shakespeare? Why couldn't you be more like Hinata? I was wondering when the anime was going to come into this.
You're just jealous because you need to be as smart as me to date Miss Maud. I'd clearly crossed a line. I had to do some serious damage control.
Oh.
Pronto. If you stop bugging me, I'll set you on a date with Miss Maud.
What?
Yeah, she's also totally not married. I bet with my help, she'll like you too. Oh,
Dang, she is pretty smart. She got them tactics.
Okay, but this better work.
the next day we started Project Miss Maud. I helped Dad write the cutest notes and emails to her.
Oh, she's actually helping? I thought that was just like a thing she was saying.
Finally, she agreed to go on a date with him. They were meeting at the park, so I hid in the bushes to keep an eye on Dad. Things were going fine enough
When your daughter has more game than you.
Yeah, clearly.
until Dad did the stupidest boy thing in the world. He stood up and said,
It's amazing being amazing.
and then he tried to kiss her. Miss Maud clearly wasn't ready for it. She smacked him across the face and marched off. This was going to be such a disaster. Sure enough, as Dad got home, he started yelling at me.
No more school for you. If I didn't get to complete mine because of you, you don't get to go either.
Oh yeah? You want to...
If I didn't get to complete my school because of you, you don't get to complete your school because of me, okay? That's fair. You chose to come into this world and stuff up my schooling, so you're gonna reap the consequences. Fair is fair.
Take me out of school? Guess you'll have to go through Miss Maud to do that, and she won't like it.
I don't care what that woman thinks.
Even though he never mentioned pulling me out of school again, we barely spoke to each other for the next few months. He just kept moping around the house miserably watching anime. When I finally started high school, things started looking up for me, because on my very
Don't do anime, kids. Don't do it. Stay in school. Don't do anime.
first day, I found myself being wooed at the end of literature class. A shy-looking boy named Ethan slipped a note to me.
Dear Rose, every time you're close, red goes my ears and face and nose. I wish the world froze. I'm trying to ask you out, I suppose.
Dude, you wrote a girl named Rose. A poem. Rose. You wrote her a poem, and you didn't use roses are red? She's got the perfect name for a poem. Figure it out. There's something smart there. Use your brain. There's a good poem there. Her name is Rose. Roses are red.
I wrote a small yes in a heart and returned it to him. He grinned, and
That's
just like
cute.
that, I had a boyfriend on my first day of high school. But there was one person who could never stand to see
Joinen, did you do that once? No.
me happy. Mila. She'd never even noticed Ethan before, probably, but as soon as he and I started going out, I'd always see her trying to flirt with him, and
Or that Shakespeare quote about arrows.
Yeah, that one with the green eggs and ham, and then something about the rose.
one day when Ethan and I were sitting in the cafeteria, she just plopped onto his lap. Oh, sweetie, are you sure about this dummy? Wouldn't you rather date me? I'm so much more perfect.
Yeah, and you're so much nicer as well. You seem grand. You seem like a fun time. Roses are red, so are my cheeks. When I'm near you, I can't even speaks. It's okay. It could do better.
With that, she suddenly turned and kissed Ethan. Back off,
Oh, dang.
Mila. He's my boyfriend. Immediately, he pushed her off, looking super red.
Yeah, Mila, get off me.
Mila laughed brightly. Well, when
Roses are red. This is Joinen's show. Get his merch down below. Now that's a good one. You can do it. It's pink. It's got a little lemon carton on it. It's pretty cute.
whenever you're ready to date someone who doesn't sound like an idiot, let me know. Mila, everyone has their own insecurities. We're teens, remember? Oh, who is there? Who is talking now? Dr. Phil? Are you there? Come on.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You know what? I'm better off without you. You're all like, your dad's a creep. You know what? Whatever. I say we're better off without her.
Mila, don't use my stutter against me. I know a lot of things to use against you. We used to be best friends. Used, and that's a past tense. And it stays in the past. Goodbye for now. When is this going to end? Oh, it hasn't even started. With that, she literally skipped away, that crazy witch. As if Mila trying to ruin my life in school wasn't bad enough, Dad was giving her serious competition at home. Over the years, he had a string of girlfriends who would stay with us for a while before he dumped them.
No, that's what he tells you. Before they found out he watches anime. They hung out for a little while, and then he starts talking about Hinata.
Tired of finding some new bimbo at our place every few weeks. I even caught one of them stealing all our stuff before Dad threw her out. A few months later, Ethan offered to walk me back home one day. As we walked up to the house hand in hand, I saw Dad standing in the doorway. He saw us and looked like he was having a stroke.
Rose, get away from him right now.
Why, Dad? What's wrong? He marched to us and pulled me away from Ethan.
I don't send you to school so you can become pregnant one day.
Are you crazy?
Oh, dang. It's not like he knows him. It's just a guy. He's like, look, get out of here. You gotta learn from me. I had a child once, and boy, it ruined my life. The worst. The worst thing. Shocking. I just can't. Dad, I get it. It's me.
See, Dad, Ethan and I haven't even kissed yet.
Yet. You are never to kiss a boy, even hold his hand until you get married. Do you hear me? Or else I'm really pulling you out of school. You, stay away from her, idiot.
That's it, Dad. You're officially crazy. I'm done with you. I'm leaving.
Sure.
I marched straight up to my room and packed my bags. By the end of the day, I was at Miss Maud's place. I wish your dad would stop being so immature. You can stay here as long as you like and just focus on your college admissions. Yeah.
Jeez. We got another one of these situations? Just hanging out at the principal's place?
I'll finally have some peace. But of course, I'd spoken too soon. After that day, I'd noticed that Ethan was mostly ignoring me at school and always had an excuse for not hanging out later either.
You're getting pushed around by some adult. He's getting like death threats from some crazy anime fan. He's like, look, dude, I like you, but it's just not worth it. I am terrified of your dad.
I called him up one day to ask if I could come over.
Oh, babe, I really don't feel well. Coming down with the flu, probably. I'll see you when I'm better.
Before I could say another word, he hung up on me. He'd been acting so weird, and I had a nagging feeling that something wasn't right. Later that night, when I was at the mall, I got my answer. There he was, Ethan, and he was kissing Mila. I was furious. I marched up to him.
Mila! Ethan! How could you? How could you do this? She's the worst. She's the second worst in this universe. And now you are maybe you're the second worst now.
So this is your disease, huh? Ethan looked shocked to see me, but Mila just grinned at me and said, no, I'm the cure, sweetie. I glanced at Ethan, expecting him to look ashamed, but he just shrugged.
Everything Mila has ever said about your dad is right, and I don't want to deal with all your drama. Plus, your stutter gets really annoying sometimes.
Jeez, what? She's surrounded by terrible people. Why are all these people in these animated stories always surrounded by just terrible people?
All my anger bubbled up to the surface and I smacked his face before I stormed off. Days later, I was still furious about the whole thing, but I had bigger things to worry about. I was anxiously waiting for an acceptance letter from my dream college, but the next day I got an email from them and I was shocked. I was so sure I'd get in, but the email said I was rejected for
not being Hinata Hyuga. You know, you gotta try a little bit hard. You need the Byakugan or whatever. You need the blue eyes white dragon. It's not gonna work out.
Violent behavior towards my peers. And attached was a video of me slapping Ethan. I marched straight to his house.
Yeah, but did you check whether he deserved it? Because, spoiler alert, yes, he did.
And banged on his door. He came out grinning. Why did you do this?
Oh, I thought you were here to apologize for slapping me. Fine, I forgive you. Give me a hug.
Jerk, I'm going to tell Vice Principal Maud what you've done. For a minute, we stood in shock. I'd never yelled at him before, and suddenly my stutter was gone too. All I needed was a shock to my system. But I had to deal with him now.
Your stutter's gone? That's amazing. I'll take you back now. Mila's too high maintenance anyway.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
Off, you trash bag. I never want to see you again, and you're going to pay for this. And pay for it he did. While I started college at another place, Miss Maud suspended him for a month, which meant he couldn't get into the university of his choice also.
And he deserved it.
One day the doorbell rang and I opened it to find Dad. He pushed an envelope into my hands and burst into tears.
Rose, I know I've been terrible, but I'm really trying to change, okay? I found out from Maud what Ethan did, and we both went to your dream college and talked to the admissions professor there to clear everything up. You can transfer to that place now.
I couldn't believe what he'd done. Did he just act like a parent?
Please, forgive.
Dad did one good thing. We're good now. We're cool. Nah, you're alright, Dad. You're alright. You did one thing.
Please, forgive me. I've been foolish and selfish and lost the people I love the most, but you're the only family I have.
My heart went out to him and I found myself hugging him. I forgive you, Dad. And maybe if you keep your act together, you'll be able to win back Miss Maud too. Just then, Miss Maud walked in behind him, smiling. After what he did for you, I decided to give him another chance. I couldn't be happier for both of them. Here we are a few months later, and I'm at my dream college now, and started dating an amazing guy who treated me like a princess. I could not be happier.
What? What? That was such a quick wrap up. The whole thing, like 95% of this story, it's all going terribly. Everything absolutely bad. And then this good thing happened, and then that good thing happened, and now we're all good months later. It's actually fantastic. Story done. Let's get out of here. Follow me on Twitch. Gaming channel. It's the new gaming channel. You want to be subscribed to it. It's all the new videos going up there of me playing games. It's fun stuff. Bye.